Hi, this is Abul Hussein coming to you live from London, the United Kingdom. And today I have a very special guest with me who is going to talk to you about the fitness business and how he has been generating leads for business owners. He's coming from Quebec, Canada, and he's just turned 24. Now, if you're watching this interview off of Facebook or from any other source apart from our social media agency mastermind group, do find the link in the comments and make sure you join in. So without further ado, Idris Nawabi, welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys? Really happy to be here. Abdul, thank you so much for having me, man.
Well, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to be going out and featuring people like you who are doing the actual work, who are getting results, real results, and making an impact on the business community, especially as the world is coming out of this pandemic. People like you are going to be on the front line helping these businesses survive what could be a global recession. So, you know what? Give us a bit of an intro. Tell us about yourself and how you got into the digital space.
Yeah, thank you so much. It really is. Everybody is starting to open back up, and I'm not gonna lie, it's tough times, but that's when the best people really succeed, right? So a little bit of intro about me. I'm 24 years old. I'm all the way out here in Canada. We were just talking about how far we are. The power of the internet. I'm telling you, it's really powerful. A lot of people sleep on it, right? But at 24 years old, I got into digital marketing around 2.5 years ago. So it hasn't been too long, but initially I started out, a lot of people know he's really popular, Dan Henry. I bought I saw ads on his thing saying, oh, how you can make money online and this and that. As a regular person who had no idea about any of this stuff, I thought it was a scam. I thought, that's impossible. You can't make $1,000 for one client. Like this stuff doesn't exist. You got to work a 9 to 5, you make it $20 an hour and you're good. But like, one thing about me is like I've always believed in myself, and I've always I've always, if I see something that I see other people doing, I'm like, there's no difference between me and them. If they can do it, I can do it as well. Like why can't I, right? So I said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna buy this course. And ever since then, like it just that's when I started my digital marketing company. It was really slow in the beginning, just like anything. It took me almost a year and a half to really start to get traction. But now, we have 15 clients all across the world in over 8 different countries, and it's going good, man.
This is brilliant, because like you say, the power of the internet lets you work from home and work with clients all across the world. And as you said, a lot of people look at these courses and they think, you know what, can I achieve this? And then, we're quite skeptical, so we don't try. So you're in the fitness space.
Yeah.
Tell us about your niche. How did you get into it? Did you try any other niches before you got in there?
Yeah, so I was actually talking to another marketer who was like really struggling to pick a niche, and like he wasn't sure. He's working with all types of different clients, and I was at one point as well. Like we don't realize sometimes, like we work so hard, and then like we bring our head up, and we're like, we don't realize everything that we conquer, all the problems that we had. But that was an actual issue I had as well. I was like, I wasn't sure which niche to pick out. Right, the first thing I did was, the first client that I got was my cousin, who was a real estate agent. So boom, I just started with real estate, right? I had a couple of real estate clients. I had a couple of barber shops. And then I also got a couple of gym clients. And for one of them, I got really good results. And so I was like, I'm just going to use this testimonial. I really like working with gyms. I really like the fitness. I really like the language. So that's a bonus, right? Because at one point, I had a handful of real estate agents and I had a handful of gym clients. I still work with a couple of agents, but my heart was in gym. Like I was just like, I like talking to them about these things. And when I picked one niche, that's when I was really able to explode, right? That's when, gyms and trainers all over the world contacts me, because I'm not just another marketer. I'm not just another, digital marketer. Like I work specifically with gyms. And so that way I can attract clients all over the world with just one niche. So yeah, my niche right now is like gyms, personal trainers, fitness studios, but it's all like under the one umbrella.
Yeah, and in terms of the number of clients you have and the kind of revenue you're doing, do you want to share a bit of details in terms of how many clients you work with at the time?
Yeah.
At the moment, rather, and is it just you, or do you have a team servicing the clients? What's your setup like right now?
Yes. So right now I have, let me just think about this for a second. So there's me working a company. I have 3 VAs, and I have some people that working like contractors here and there. I don't have anybody like I don't have a sales team or anything like that. I like to do it myself. But we're doing around, on average, it's always going to fluctuate. But we're typically around 15 clients right now. So we're doing anywhere from 10, 15 to $20,000 per month. But the next, like my goal by the end of the year is to hit around 50 grand per month. But right now we're doing around 15, 20, and I have 3 VAs. They're all doing prospecting, fulfillment. I take care of more of the day-to-day operations.
Okay, that's brilliant. I mean, just to look under the bonnet, you know, you've popped the hood, and this is what an actual, you know, successful operation looks like. A lot of people, you one person, and they think that one person is moving all of the levers, when that is not really the case.
I was having a conversation with somebody else about that yesterday. It's like, if you want to be really successful and you want to make, like, you know, you want to be a Grant Cardone, or you want to be a Dan Henry, or whatever the case. Like, these people have a team. They have an operation. They're running a business. You can, as the solopreneur, could only get you so far. There's only 24 hours a day. You're sleeping for 8 hours. You got to travel. You're going to do meetings. You have calls. It doesn't leave much to work. So that's one of the things that I had to switch into, because so many people have the mindset of, I want to spend the least amount of marketing. I want to pay the least amount of money. If I can do it myself, why am I going to pay somebody else? You know what I mean? But then you're shackled. Now, instead of working, you know, 8 hours a day, you're working 12 hours a day, and you're not getting as much done. You know what I mean? Yeah. Me having VAs allows me to not have to prospect, allows me not have to do the fulfillment. It allows me to actually move the needle and grow my business, right? And so my thought process is like, you know, how can I hire more people and still be profitable? How can I spend more money and still be profitable? Because I think that's how you end up ultimately moving forward and winning, right? It's moving, because you're either moving forward or you're moving back. There's no in the middle. You know, if you're not doing anything, you're moving back. Your competition is going to beat you at the end of the day.
No, perfect. And you've summed it up really nicely. And you've given a good reality check for people who think they can do it all by themselves. So what has been one of the most successful campaigns that you have worked on?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Everybody likes to talk about their wins. I've had a couple, but one of the best successful campaigns that I had that also like really helped me, that I'm going to explain how afterwards, was for a gym. It was one of my first personal training clients. So I had one person. Before I talk about the success, let me talk about the failure, okay?
Sure.
I had my first personal training client like 2 years ago. I was super happy. She was on board, and I actually did really well in terms of generating leads. Like, we got him around 115 leads, and he closed 0 people. He had like 5 people coming in. Either the leads are not good, the leads are unqualified, they don't have the money, et cetera, et cetera. We tried everything. I tried doing messenger bots. I tried doing a scheduler. I tried running lead forms. I was just like, man, I can't do this. You know what I mean? I thought it was my fault. What ended up happening was, this guy has never dealt with a cold lead before. This guy has never done any marketing before. The only thing that he knew how to do was work with people that were referrals. You know what I mean? Work with people that were word of mouth. So he had no idea of how to actually, you know, do prospecting, how to actually convert to sales. And that was my fault, because at the time I didn't have the experience to see if this is a good client. I didn't have the experience to educate him into what it takes to actually, you know, run a successful marketing campaign, because it takes 2 people, right? I'm the marketer, and I'm going to generate the opportunities, but you need to know how to close and close the deal and sales. So it's like marketing and sales go hand to hand. So what happened was, I was like, man, I was really, really bummed out. I ended up working with him for free for an extra month to try to get better results. Like, it was just such a headache. It was terrible. It was terrible for both of us, and I was really bummed out. So I started cold calling. I cold called. I saw this gym, and it looked really professional. They had like a webinar. They had the Pixel installed, and I'm like, I don't think these people are gonna need my help. Like, they had a cook funnel. I mean, these people, like, they look good. You know, like, their stuff is good. But I'm like, you know what? I didn't call him. Week went by. I was going through my list of prospects as well. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to call him, see what happens, whatever. I give him a call. I said, hey, my name is Idris. I saw your website. I saw that you're running ads currently, and I feel like, you know, I could do a much better job. Here's what I would do, X, Y, Z. Are you free anytime, you know, next week? He said, yeah, sure. I'm always open to seeing what we can do better. Let me go call my partner and see when he's available as well. We set up a meeting, and I'm like, whoa, that was really, really easy. Like, I thought these people would be like, no, get out of here. We're already doing good. And that's when I realized, those are the people you want to talk to. You don't want to talk necessarily to people that have no website, because there's a reason they don't have a website. They're 10 years behind, and it's going to be too hard for you to change them. You want to talk to people that are running ads, that do have the pixel, because they know that this stuff works, and they're always looking for the best way possible. I had my meeting with him. He said, you know what, Idris, I really like you. Let's get started. we got started and we got the best results ever. And that's because he knew what it took. He already understood. And that's when the light bulb like flicked in my, the switch where I was like, man, marketing does work. You just need to find clients that are really good at it, or you need to educate them to be able to do what they need to do, right? Like so many times we look at groups and people are like, man, I generated 155 leads for this client and he fired me next week. You know what I mean? Because there's something missing there. There's no communication. I was talking to a gym owner today where he's like, I've talked to different marketing agencies and you were the best one. And because you showed me all these things, he's like, I had a marketer before. He was sending me leads after day after day after day, and I got overwhelmed and it was too much. Like I couldn't keep track of it, right? So you need to really talk to your client. But anyways, the end result being he made around, I think it was in 1 month he made, I think it was around $40,000 or $30,000 in sales just in that month, because I was sending him like 5 leads a day. He'd book in 3, he'd close 2 for like 500, and like we literally blew up. I took that testimonial, and that's when here's a golden nugget. If you're in one niche and you want to have partners basically. So I gave him a really good discount, but he was my partner essentially in the sense that he gave me an amazing testimonial. And so people are like, whoa, $30,000. This is, I'm like, let's have a conversation. Like, what's happening here? This is real. And whenever somebody would be like, I'm not sure this, I'd be like, you know what? Talk to my not talk to my partner, talk to my client, Peter, get on a call with them and see if you have any questions, any concerns. And so now the business owner literally has no other worries because he's talking to another gym owner. So if you don't have a client like that, it would do a lot of benefit to have somebody in that niche that people can talk to, right? That people can talk to. And then I closed, I think another 5 or 6 people at that next month after that, because, he was helping me out. I had amazing results, but that's all it takes. You know what I mean? If I had stopped before the first failure, I would have never had this success. You know what I mean? So it's like, you need to have failure to actually get success. I know we see these quotes online or these cheesy sayings, but it's actually the truth. Like you need to do certain things to be able to get the results intended.
Absolutely, absolutely, and thank you for that explanation. Going into all of those details. So you have some people say, I need to have a client, otherwise other people don't talk to me, or they don't want to sign me up. Did you experience any of those issues where people wanted references or other testimonials or case studies?
Yeah. I've experienced all of it. Like any problem that you can think of as a marketer, I've experienced it. And it's like sometimes I forget. Like I have a new marketer asking me a question, and I'm like, oh yeah, I used to have that problem. They would ask for a referral. They would ask for a reference. Like shit, man. Like what am I supposed to do? I'm stuck. Or how do I set more appointments? I'm really stuck. Like you forget how far you've come. But yeah, like for example, references, stuff like that. That just comes down to like basic trust. You know what I mean? That comes down to sales. Like that's and when you're starting out, if you've never done sales, you have no idea what it is. You think it's people harassing you in the mall, but it's actually one of the most important skills you can have in your business and in life. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, when they asked him, what is the skill? What's the number one most important skill? He didn't say, planning ahead, finances, whatever the case. He said sales, communication. That's all that ends up happening, right? Communication. So what somebody's asking you for references, somebody's asking you for, to talk to somebody, there's a lack of communication there where they're not trusting you, right? And another thing is like, okay, well, what if, they do trust me, but I still don't have any referrals? Start out with doing free trials. I know a lot of people are against that, but the thing is like, one, that's how you get started. It's going to be you can spend 3 months to try to get one client to pay you $1,000, or you can spend 2 weeks, get 5 free trials, get 3 good testimonials, and one of those people are naturally going to want to become your client anyways. You know what I mean? And so now you have testimonials, you have case studies. Go to a business and say, hey, I want to partner up with you. I'm going to do your marketing for free. I'm going to send you, I want an amazing testimonial, and anytime somebody asks for reference, I want you to be my reference. Now that problem is solved. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Does that make sense?
Problem is solved, and you didn't have to buy a course to find this out either.
No, you didn't.
So, in your opinion, what are the core components of a successful ad campaign?
That's a really good question. So I think there's a couple of things. The number one thing is the offer. If you have a terrible offer, I'm sorry, I cannot do anything with you. If you, for example, let's use personal training. One of the biggest things that people make a mistake on is like they don't know the value ladder. So they're trying to put an offer of, hey, if you buy my $2,000 6-month package, I'll give you $100 off. If I see that I have no idea who you are and I just see $2,000, I'm not going to sign up. If I'm your client for 6 months and you give me a really good deal, yeah, I'm going to do it because I was already going to sign up for the next year anyways. So they need to have a front end offer, right? What's a front end offer? It could be something for free. It could be something at 50% discount. It could be 7-day free pass. If you don't have a good offer, nobody's gonna care. Nobody's gonna actually stop to look at it. Nobody's gonna actually want it. And another thing is, if you don't have a good offer, your competition is, what's going to happen if there's two gyms? One gym doesn't want to give a free session. They want to charge $30 for it. And then the gym next door says, hey, come in for a free session. We want to make you feel welcomed, no pressure. They don't know both of you, but he's going to go for the free session. You know what I mean? So that's the first thing. An offer is really, really important. Second thing I think is your copy and your creative. If you can't get their attention, if you can't get people to read, if you can't get people to engage or go to the next step, it's not going to help out. It's not going to work, right? So that's with creative, right? You want to have good pictures or a good video or whatever the case is. You want to stay away from stock images. I really don't like it. I like more natural and feely, because you got to remember, when people are on Facebook, they're looking to talk to their friends, cat videos. They don't know anything about marketing. So if they see like a stocky picture or it looks really scammy, they're not going to want to click it. But if it's like, hey Montreal, this is Idris, and we wanted to offer a couple of free sessions for the first 10 people, just click the button below, put your name, number, and email, and we'll go ahead and give you a call. And it's a nice real picture that somebody took with their phone of a group class. That's like a real thing. Oh shit, like there's a gym out here that's offering a free session. I've been wanting to lose weight because your targeting is good. He's going to actually come in, right? So that's in terms of ad campaign. And in terms of actually getting results, like real life results, not just leads, you need to have a good follow-up system, and you need to actually call the leads. Everybody says this all the time, but if you're not calling them and you're not having a human conversation with them, it's not going to end up working out. But that's like the 5 or 6 things that like I needs to be 100%, or else it's not going to work out.
And I think
yeah, sorry to cut you off, but and that's one of the things that like marketers don't realize, right? It's like, sure, you can have the good offer, the good campaign creative, but if you don't have a follow-up system for your clients, if your clients are not calling, then it's not going to end up working out, right? My job as a marketer is to do all of those and make sure that they're doing their job as well. Else it's just not going to work out. And once I understood that, I can charge more, I can get better results, and I solve more issues, right?
I love it, man. You're spilling all of your secrets, because a lot of marketers out there, they think their job is to bring the leads to the client's door and that is it. What they don't realize is the most successful agencies out there are looking at the back-end processes of their clients as well and helping them optimize wherever they can. So thank you for breaking it down in the way you have. So what is your favorite way to pick up new clients?
Obviously referrals are really good, right? That's like one of the easiest ones. And that's a tidbit right there. Like, if you have clients, ask them for referrals. Or if you know, like if you're prospecting and they're like, oh, we're full, ask them, hey, do you know any gym owners? Or for example, I got a referral from my barber. We were just talking about, like, he was kind of mad. We were just talking. I was like, yeah, I'm doing a bit of marketing. He's like, oh, I have a real estate agent friend that's actually interested. Boom, that's a referral. You can get referrals from anywhere. You can get referrals. Literally pull up your phone and message every single person on your contact list, even if it's somebody from school that you haven't talked to 2 years ago, and say, hey, I run a marketing agency. Do you know anybody that might need some help? Thanks. If you send those, I promise you're gonna get a couple people that will say yes. I had one guy who I didn't talk to for 2 years. He said, yeah, I have a real estate agent that I've worked with, or whatever the case is. So that's a really easy, fast way. But in terms of like having a consistent way, because referrals aren't consistent, I like to do cold email. I like to do, I like to run ads. But at the same time, I'm not doing it myself, right? I have my VAs that are doing it, but I find that those are one of the most efficient ways possible.
Okay, perfect. And in terms of, most people who come into this space and they want to set up a social media marketing agency, why do you think they fail?
Why do they fail?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. I was actually talking about that just today as well. I think a couple of reasons that they fail. One is they don't have the right mindset. And I know people hate talking about mindset or whatever, but it's like they don't have the proper mindset and proper expectations. That's the first part. So for example, I saw an ad from Dan Henry that says, hey, do you want to learn how to make $1,000 in 2 minutes? It's super easy. You can work with any niche. They're going to be like, oh my God, this is amazing. They click on it, they get the course, and it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? Technically, I closed the client in 5 minutes, but I did hours of hours of hours of work, hours of training my skills to be able to do that, right? So that's the first thing. I think people don't realize that like it's hard work. It's simple but hard. It's not complicated and easy. So you might pay a guru or a course and you think it's so complicated. And so once you learn it, it's really easy. It's actually the opposite. It's very simple, but it's hard. So now when you understand that, it's just going to be hard. It's like a push-up. Everybody knows a push-up. There's no secret. But how many people can do 50 push-ups? They can't. It's very hard. You need to do it over and over and over and over and over and over again. So that's the first thing that I think a lot of people fail. And the second thing, I think one of the biggest reasons is like they don't get good at sales. I think that's one of the biggest things. Like they don't get good at sales and also like problem solving. Like if you're having the same problem for longer than, I don't know, let's say 3 months, then it's 100% your fault. Like you're clearly doing the same thing. You're clearly making the same mistake. You're not looking at different options, different solutions. Because if you think about it, if you're starting a marketing agency in 2020, there are hundreds of people that have already done it successfully. So what does that mean? They literally know every single problem that you have, and there's a solution for it. So you just need to go out there and look for it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you were to start on your journey again, having had this experience and hindsight, and you're starting from scratch, from zero, what would you do to quickly bring in revenue over the next 30 days?
Abul, I'm telling you right now, dude, I freaking love the questions you're asking, man. They're really solid questions.
I love your answers. I love your answers.
That's a really good question. So if I had to start from scratch right now? That's a really good question. I would get a VA, right? So if I'm starting from completely scratch, you need to pick a niche, right? Pick a niche. Just pick it in 5 minutes. You can literally pick a niche in 5 minutes. Don't overthink it. Pick a niche. I'm working with gyms. Done. What's my offer? We'll get you 50 quality leads or $1,000 back your first month. Offer done. Get professional pictures. Don't look like a bum, right? Get professional pictures. You're gonna put that on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on ads. Done. Get a Facebook page. Make it in 10 minutes. Slap. Get a logo from Fiverr. $50. Done. Boom. You got your base. You got your foundation. Next thing is hire a VA. Where do you hire a VA? You can hire a VA off of Upwork, off of Online PH. You get a VA for $3 an hour. You set them up with cold email. How do you learn cold email? Google how to learn cold email. Go get a masterclass. It's not going to be hard. My VA is now going to send 500 emails every single day, right? They get a lead. They get a list off a scraper, off a D7. 500 leads a day means 500 emails sent means I'm going to get 1 to 5 positive responses a day, right? But I'm actually going to have them work full time. So that means I'm going to get anywhere from 2 to 10 positive responses a day. So that means there's going to be 2 to 10 people that will say, hey, I'm interested, right? I'm paying the VA $3 an hour. So that's extremely profitable. From there, I'm probably going to close a couple of intros, a couple of demos. Another thing that I would do on my free time is I would just start cold calling, right? Start cold calling at least 2 to 3 hours a day. I would have my VA run the emails, send 20 to 50 Facebook messages, 20 to 50 LinkedIn messages, 20 to 50 Instagram messages. I would join BNI networking events, right? I don't know if they have it in London, but basically it's like
international.
Oh, they have it. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you could, if I Google right now BNI events in Montreal, there's gonna be like 40 of them pop up. I'm gonna go for free to all 40 one time. Then boom, just that. I'm gonna text every single one of my friends, every single one of my families. You know anybody that needs work? All those things right there, it's going to easily be able to, it's going to give you more work than you could ever imagine for it, right? So that, I think that's like a really solid foundation right there.
That's a very solid plan. You're going to go and do the work, not sit around and think clients are just going to come to you magically after sending 10 emails. So, or trying to call 10 people and they don't pick up. So no, that's a very solid foundation to get started.
And just to emphasize on that, like, one of the biggest issues I see people having, right, new marketers, is like, oh, I've been doing cold email and it hasn't working, or I did a couple of cold calls and it didn't work, or I've done LinkedIn, and I love to have these conversations with them because like I already know what the issue is, right? So first of all, it's like, how many emails did you send? It's like, oh, I sent 50 emails. Or how many calls are you doing a day? Oh, well, I do like 5, 10. It's like, okay, there you go. That's your problem. When I teach somebody how to do a cold call properly, right? First of all, you need to know how to do it properly, right? You need the theory of it. Second is you need to know how to do it. You know how to do it, but you need to actually be able to do it the way that I'm doing it. If you can't do the cold call properly, or you can't set up your email properly. And then it's like, okay, once you know how to do it properly, you are doing it properly, you need to still do it a lot of times. So for example, if I pick up the phone right now, I know how to call, I know how to talk properly, but I'm still going to need to call 50 people to get to 2 people. So first of all, you need to do it way more, right? You need to do way more emails. I'm sending out 500 emails a day, even though I know the good script, I have the good heading, and I still get 5 responses, which is great. So it's like, you need to do way more than you possibly think you're doing right now.
No, perfect. So who are some of the kind of top influencers you follow to stay ahead of the game?
In terms of like not super popular people, but like people in marketing spaces, I follow Joel Kaplan. I'm in his coaching program. He's really good. He's doing like over 250K a month. One thing I learned is like, you got to watch who you're taking advice from or what information you're taking from, right? So it's like, I want to learn from the best. I want to learn from somebody that's been doing it, right? Somebody that has proof. So that's somebody that I follow. In terms of like my, just like watching day to day, right? I like to listen to, I like to listen to Grant Cardone. I like to listen to Jordan Belfort, Zig Ziglar. I like to listen to like Jocko Willink, Jordan Peterson, like Gary Vee. It's like all these people that are like, positive reinforcements that feed your brain, right? Those are the people that I kind of like to listen to, that, somebody that's much more ahead of me. Kevin Hart, for example, I take a lot of inspiration from him. Like, you can take inspiration from anybody, right? David Goggins is a really good one as well. It's like, who are you listening to? You know what I mean? What you actually think in your mind and your positive mindset is actually going to make the difference, rather than like, watching the news all day. You know what I mean? If you're listening to the news all day, like, I think there's a statistic, like, you're 27% more likely to have a bad day if you start your day with watching the news. So it's like, it's really important. Like, what are you consuming,
No, perfect. Now, you've been very generous with your time, and you've dropped so many value bombs here and golden nuggets. I'm absolutely loving the interview, but I don't want to hold you for much longer. So my final question to you is, right, what would be the one piece of advice you would give to someone who is starting their digital marketing agency or their social media marketing agency today?
Yeah, I think the biggest advice is like, that's a good one. What advice would I give? Is just like, one is like, don't overthink it, and learn from somebody that's credible, right? I think that's going to help a lot, because sometimes you, like you said, you're going to get bad information, and that's going to waste your time. But if you have somebody, like, if you know something works, you're going to do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I'm learning from a top mentor, it's like, I know what he says it's going to work. So it's like, find somebody that is doing it and learn from them. You know what I mean? And just start doing it. Like, it's, like I said, it's really simple and hard. It's not complicated and easy. You know what I mean? So once you realize that, it's like, that it's just hard, right? But you're going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, don't overthink it. It's very easy to overthink it. It's very easy to consume data after data after data. It's very easy to try to make everything perfect. You're not going to have the perfect follow-up sequence. You're not going to have the perfect logo or the perfect this. Just get started. Pick up the phone and start talking, right? And I think the biggest thing is like, you're going to learn much faster from failing and from experience, rather than just like not doing anything. You know what I mean? I like to tell my students is like, if you can fail 5 times faster every single day, you're just going to get better. You know what I mean? You're just going to get better compared to somebody that thinks about it for the whole day and then does one thing the next week. Go ahead and start doing every single day. You know what I mean? Like, I think here's a good practical advice is like, don't consume more than like an hour, 30 minutes of theory, right? Consume it a little bit and then just start doing. Like, too many people are consuming way too much information and they're not doing anything. It's more actually doing things compared to not, right?
That's it. So you just got to start doing, stop consuming and start doing. Idris, thank you very much for your time. So this was Idris Nawabi, who is the founder of Fit Leads Fast.
Yeah.
I think I got that right.
Yes, sir.
And working his way up to $50,000 a month. So once again, thank you very much for your time. You can follow Idris on Facebook, go find him, and keep an eye on what he's actually getting up to. And that's the best way you're going to learn. See who's doing the work, who's actually signing up clients, and who's growing, and following their journeys and following their footsteps. So until next time, take care.
Abul, thank you so much. My pleasure.